Call the meeting to order. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Call for the acceptance of the minutes of the December 16, 2025 meeting. Been moved and seconded. Discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? No one? Motion carries. We have a new segment to our agenda. It is called the District Spotlight. And to kick us off in this, an idea that was brought forward by our fellow board member, John Burns. We're going to be recognizing different things throughout the year, different teachers and students that are doing some exceptional things, and we're going to start out with My Brother's Keeper Fellows, Frank Mulhorn, Caleb Norat, and Henry Jones. Mr. Mulhorn, welcome and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to everybody. Good evening. Thank you for having us here to be in the spotlight. My Brother's Keeper in Ellenville started in 2017 and has continued since then. And we have developed all sorts of programs attached to the MBK principles and foundation. Although she couldn't be here tonight, Nilsari Lewis Rivera from the town of Wawarsing wanted to make sure we mentioned that one of the growths that we've had is that there's now a My Sister's Keeper program run through the town of Wawarsing. Her daughter is here and is also one of our youth employees for the county. Anyway, so we're going to get a presentation here from our two New York State approved enshrined MBK fellows. And this is Henry Jones. Henry?
Hello, my name is Henry Jones. Tonight, first of all, Happy New Year to everyone, and good evening. My name is Henry Jones, and tonight we have the honor of presenting.
Could you, excuse me one second, Mr. Mulhern, can you just make sure that microphone's up so everyone can hear exactly what you, thank you.
Sorry.
Or you could even hold it if you want.
Tonight, we have the honor of presenting our MBK community based project to you guys. These are some videos from our MBK event in Albany last year, and it shows some of what we do.
So since we impersonate all these great qualities and characteristics, boys, I think it's time for the people to get a little taste of what we got to offer today. So, let's get it now. Look at us, even more.
Hello, my name is Caleb Norat. Me and Henry have been a part of MBK since our 9th grade year of high school. Me and him were finally inducted into the program on May 1st, 2025. And ever since that, we've been doing a lot more community service group projects with Frank Mulhern and Miss Kelly White. During the summer, we handed out school supplies for students who couldn't afford it, or they really needed more supplies. And we funded that and we passed them out to other students. We've also attended many meetings, trips, and done other projects such as that. We also, damn it, sorry. Okay. We also make it a necessity to have a lot of community service and to help our community because that's what we mainly target in MBK.
And this year we are also in a Mastermind book series with all our other MBK State Fellows, and we get together and we read books. And we have 4 books this year, and yeah, it's been great. Okay, what our community issues are. So our New York State ELA assessments for this school, 79% of all students are not performing well. And 86% of all boys of color aren't performing well either. So we want to propose, no, and historical data shows that boys of color perform lower in school usually. MBK was founded to help boys of color, the disparity of boys of color in education, justice, and employment. This issue perfectly aligns with the mission statement of MBK, giving us a great opportunity to help our community while fulfilling our goal as MBK state representatives.
So our solution to this problem is to start programs in the school starting for kids who are in the 2nd grade. We would like to start it in that grade because that's when they're about to reach 3rd grade and they're about to start doing more IXLs and other ELA related assignments that will boost their academic and also see where they stand. These groups will mainly focus on reading comprehension, and we will also have mentors help and lead these kids on a better path for their academic journey and teach them and help them in whatever field they need help in. We also have names, possible program names. If you guys would like to help us out with that and give us some suggestions, we'll gladly take that into consideration. And also, we would like to pair young readers with high school students, mainly seniors who have already went through this process and would like to help them out in any way they like.
This is our action plan for how we plan to help these young students. We plan to utilize English department's faculty to identify prospective mentors, utilize elementary faculty to identify K-2 readers, create and give reading surveys to students, identify most engaging texts and preferable groups based on interest and genre, train mentors, and 5 fix-up reading strategies, and create student-facing materials. Go on to the next one. Stand and deliver. In addition to our Mastermind book series, we are going to a big event in February. This is our Stand and Deliver event, and at this event, the first day that we're at this event, we will be visiting Albany, the University of Albany, and we will be participating in student-led workshops, which include a thought-provoking talk on artificial intelligence. The second day is our Stand and Deliver event, where each member of MBK will present their experience of the MBK Fellows Program. The final day will consist of events in conjunction with the New York State Association of Black, Puerto Rican, Hispanic, and Asian Legislators annual caucus weekend.
So what is our future for me and Henry Jones? In my future, I plan on graduating June 2026. I have also applied to the University of Albany and SUNY New Paltz. I would like to study software engineering and business administration. With that, I would also like to hopefully work with a large company that works in that area. And hopefully, I would also like to mentor kids I would like to be a coach and mentor young men and help and lead them on their path through high school and their young adult lives.
For my future, I of course I plan on graduating this year, June 2026. Then I want to apply to Howard, hopefully get in and study Afro-American Studies. Then I want to become a history teacher, and I want to impress young students and I want to let them know that with hard work and a little bit of hope, you can achieve your dream. And this is just a special thanks to all our leaders who support us and guide us on our journey. Ms. Noelia Santiago, an MBK mentor, Mr. John Paulson, MBK mentor, Dr. Ellie Espinosa, MBK mentor, Mr. Ray Younger, MBK club advisor, Mr. Frank Mohorn, school and community MBK coordinator, and Ms. Kelly Weiss, deputy superintendent. Thank you for your time. Do you guys have any questions?
Board members, do you have any questions? Anybody?
Do, Mr. President. Henry, Caleb, thank you very much. What you all just got finished doing is not easy. Speaking in public is a challenge for most people, and you handled it very well. I would just like to understand what the purpose of this STEP event was. You know, as everyone may not know, but young college age and high school age men usually participate in the STEP tradition to build camaraderie, teamwork, and brotherhood. So I'd like to understand what you all, why you were stepping. What was the significance of the stepping?
Well, it's kind of like what you said. We want to build a brotherhood. You know, MBK, my brother's keeper. Okay. It's all about brotherhood, and you know, that's it. We want to build a great community.
What Henry? This is your senior year for both of you,
yes.
Right? So what has the MBK program exposed you to that you would otherwise not have been exposed to if you were not in MBK?
Well, thanks to MBK, I actually learned how to cooperate more with people. I actually gained a brotherhood thanks to that. I used to not like school pretty much, and ever since I joined MBK, I enjoyed it more, especially with Henry Jones and all the other MBK members. It also taught me how to be more of a leader instead of a follower, so that I could mentor younger kids younger than me who've gone through the same things I have or worse, and lead them on the right path instead of like how other kids are these days. They're failing all their classes, they don't care, getting arrested at a young age. That's really sad to me, so I would like to help them out, especially the young men of color who struggle with all these things and adversities.
With me, I've always had trouble with public speaking. I used to be really antisocial. So, you know, MBK and other programs I've in have helped me really improve public speaking. A couple years ago, I wouldn't have been able to do this at all. So I'm happy that I'm in MBK, and yeah.
Excellent. Thank you very much, young man. Good luck to you all.
Thank you,
Appreciate it. Thank you, Mr. Mulhern. Thank you, Mr. President.
Mr. Burns.
Yes, Mr. President, first of all, thank you and the superintendent for initiating this part of our agenda here. And gentlemen, as I'm sure you realize by now how lucky you are to be under the tutelage of this man. And for the record, when we worked at Beacon, he taught me that step. So I'm sure he did it with you as well. But Mr. Mulhern, you do a phenomenal job. The kids' achievements that they're doing, one thing that stood out to me was a lot of kids might join an organization like this for self-improvement. Your kids are joining the organization to help those behind them, and I thought that was very touching. Thank you.
Yeah, and I just want to add that, you know, kudos to you, Mr. Mulhern, and also to the students. What you're doing here today, there's a lot of people can't get up and speak in public, and it's a very difficult thing. You know, it's easy to say, well, get up and speak to the Board of Education, but you're speaking to people in TV land and everybody here, and what an outstanding job you guys have done. And I hope that there's a lot of at-risk juveniles out there, as you know, and the fact that you want to come and mentor them, you know, please do so. And, you know, come back here. You know, Ellenville's a great place to come home to. Get your education, and hopefully someday, Henry, I see you back here as our history teacher, because you guys have a lot to offer to the rest of America, and to make your mark in not only this community but in our nation. So congratulations.
Just want to point out that MBK will continue and MBK Fellowship will continue. I'd like to just recognize Sebastian Ortiz, if you stand up, and Nashawn Abney. They are the next duo.
Gentlemen, stand up there. Go on.
Come on. These are the next young men who will be going to Albany in May. to be inducted as the next MBK Fellows representing Ellenville.
So, as Frank said, I'm Nyshawn Abney. I am a junior here in Ellenville. I've been a part of MBK since 8th to 9th grade, so I've been here for a while. I'm one of the student leaders here. I help most of these kids, you know, so some kids, they don't feel comfortable, of course, speaking, so I'd be like, hey, listen, watch me and just take notes. It's not that bad, you know? So I just tried my best to help, but these two right here, they're going some good places.
My name is Sebastian. Oh, I didn't hear myself. My name is Sebastian Ortiz. I am in 11th grade. I've been at MBK, I think, since freshman year. And yeah, it's been really helpful. You know, it helped me a lot with public speaking, helped me a lot because I've always been sort of antisocial, like I couldn't talk to people. So, you know, MBK really helps a lot, gives you a lot of opportunities. You know, if you have a job, if you want to find a job, MBK would definitely help with that. And yeah, that's all I really got to say.
Just so you know, there are 57 members in grade 7 to 12 of the MBK program. There are 19 or 20 young ladies from grade 7 to 12 in the MSK program. We started out with about 8 kids. I don't know, Kelly, if you remember, 8 to 12 kids. And now we've had some meetings where we have over 65 kids showing up. So it's a plus here, and you can see the proof and what we're bearing, what fruit we're bearing, what we planted several years ago. So thank you for having us.
Well, don't sell yourself short, Mr. Mulhorn. A lot of it has to do with leadership, and you exemplify that. And it's you have a profound impact on these students. So don't sell yourself short. Jody?
So in your presentation, you had something with starting kids in 2nd and 3rd grade. Is that something that's currently, or is that something that's projected?
Second grade is the grade right before pivotal testing. So we want to start, we want to build a foundation of reading, and so before they go into testing in the 3rd grade. And this is something that we plan on doing. It's not ready yet, but it's in the works.
Love it. Thank you very much.
Yes, no problem.
Iris?
Yes, Mr. Mulhern, could you just let us know, how does a student become a part of this organization?
There are really 2 levels. So any student in the school can join the MBK club, which Mr. Younger is the club advisor for. Previous to him was Dr. Espinoza. And so any student, any male student can join the MBK program, grades 7 through 12. We also started last year, and I hope to continue it this year shortly. We want to prep some of the 5th, 6th graders, not necessarily for an MBK program, although it would be sponsored by us, but for developing some skills in their transition into high school, junior high and senior high school. For girls, they've always been left out, although we always included them. Some of the oldest MBK members we had were girls. The MSK program started through the town of Wawarsing is positive because the state ed department, which sponsors MBK, has now adopted My Sister's Keeper programs. I don't know how it's going to roll out, but we're happy to do that. So you've got 19, 20 young ladies who are part of that, and those kids, sometimes we have MBK and MSK activities together so that they get to know each other. So, yeah, so that's how it's rolled. There are application forms to any kid. They take it home to their parent, they sign it, and they're in. And every Thursday from 2:45 on, we meet, unless we're doing special projects, which could occur on other days. Okay.
Anything else? If not, we thank you very much, and gentlemen, good luck.
Thank you. Thank you guys so much.
Okay, we'll move on to public forum for this evening. Call to the podium Cheryl Lasante. Talk about a youth event.
Thank you so much.
Good evening, Ellenville School Board. Good evening, MBK and my sister's keeper.
If you just want to hold for a minute while they make their goodbyes. This is Cheryl Hassan, and she's going to be talking about a youth event. Cheryl, go ahead.
The NAACP Ellenville Youth Committee and Planned Parenthood of Greater New York presents Be Proud, Be Responsible. This evidence-based program for 13 to 21-year-olds will empower you with knowledge you need about HIV, AIDS, sexually transmitted infections, negotiation and decision-making skills, birth control options, and more. The 2 sessions each cover different topics. Attend both. Why? Making proud and responsible choices keeps you and your community safe and healthy. When? The first session was January 3rd. The second is January 17th, which is Saturday, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Ellenville Public Library, 40 Center Street, Ellenville, New York. Participants are eligible to receive a $25 gift certificate. The NAACP Youth Council is encouraging youth from Ellenville to develop future civil rights leaders by informing youth about all issues in their communities and what affects youth at large. The Youth Council builds confidence, open-mindedness, and a sense of responsibility in young individuals to create positive change, leadership training, and activism for the youth and young adults. In essence, youth councils are the grassroots engine for bringing multi-generational fight for justice, ensuring the NAACP's legacy continues. I would really implore my brother's keeper and my sister's keeper to join the NAACP as well. We are now the NAACP so that we don't double those letters and make us insignificant. Nashawn Abney is our treasurer on our NAACP Youth Council, and he's attended quite a few of our Zoom calls, and he went to our quarterly meetings, so he learned a lot with over 250 youth over the week. So I'm imploring all of you, if you want to really empower yourselves, there's no way that we all can't collaborate together in all of these organizations, because it'll build your power. We will be aging out. Most of us have not thought clearly enough at my age and older, and I'm 64, to really pass the torch and teach you what you really need to know. But we're going to leave here, and we're going to transition, and we're going to get older, and if you don't have the tools you need to take over and keep our legacy going for our blood, sweat, and tears, we're going to be lost. So we need you to pick up all torches and all strength you can get from everywhere. That's how you empower yourselves. So go home and tell your parents you want to be part of everything that makes you the greatest there is. Thank you. And again, it's Saturday, January 17th at the library, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. For parents that are a little uneasy, you must not let our youth turn into epidemic standing where they're caught up on drugs, street activity. We already don't have a community center. We need more things for them to do, and giving them knowledge is their power. They need Planned Parenthood, and since we don't have it in town and we've brought it enough to give them a session, at this session the youth will become advocates to other youth, and they'll receive certification, being able to tell other youth about what it is that they need to keep their community strong. It's about our youth. It's no longer just about us. Thank you.
Thank you. Move on to reports, information, and correspondence. I do not have anything. Board membership? Nobody. We'll move on to Jack Henry, our trustee student representative. Jack?
Good evening, everybody, and Happy New Year. For happenings and events, the Student Council participated in their annual toy drive before the break. All the donated toys were given to the families of the Town of Warson Christmas Angels. Also before the break, the National Honor Society visited first grade classrooms to build gingerbread houses. These students in the National Honor Society combined holiday festivities and mentorship to create an amazing experience for the first graders. The elementary school Title I engagement night will be tomorrow from 5:45 to 7:30. There will be childcare needs with staff members. If anyone is interested, email the elementary principal, Mrs. I, at NIECSD ecy@ecs.k12.ny.us. The Senior High School Band Chamber Concert is tomorrow night at 7 o'clock in the elementary school auditorium. Students in the band split into groups of their own instrumental ensembles and will perform their respective songs. Elementary, junior high, and senior high county choir will take place on January 23rd and the 24th at Saugerties High School. The best of all choirs in Ulster County will join together that weekend and collectively perform in a concert. All county band auditions for the elementary and junior high band members will take place took place this past Saturday at Miller Middle School. We wish our band students the best of luck as they try to be a part of an ensemble with other Ulster County band students. And finally, Regents Week is next week. Anyone who has a Regents exam will go in depending on when their test is scheduled. And junior high students in grades 7 and 8 will go to school on Thursday and Friday. For athletics, the varsity girls basketball team had a home game against Spackenkill in which they won a very tight game, and they came off of a win last week against Dover. So that's 2 in a row. The JV and varsity boys basketball teams have a game today in Spackenkill as they have been hitting their stride this year, winning 2 games in a row, and they will be at home against Highland on Friday. And finally, the varsity track teams have a meet at the Armory on Friday. And finally, for fundraisers, the senior class is selling bundt cakes, the junior class is selling Cinnabon, and the senior high school music department is selling Kraus chocolate.
So, Jack, I think we have an update on one of the items that you announced.
On the Title I Family Engagement Night that will not be held tomorrow night, they're working on a date to be determined. So that event is not happening tomorrow, but we will update you, and you can check in with Mrs. White, and she'll give you some insight and some possible dates. Okay?
Thank you, Jack. Move on to our superintendent, Lisa Wiles.
So just following up on one of the things that Jack reported, the New York State Regents Week is coming up. That's the week of January 20th, starting that Tuesday. There's a bit of a change this year in that the 7th and 8th grade classes will be attending school on Thursday and Friday. Usually 7th and 8th grade would have the whole week off, but we've been working really hard at looking at the schedules and see if we can create some more instructional time. So the 7th and 8th graders will be expected to be in school on Thursday and Friday of that week. At the next meeting, Mr. Salamone will be presenting about our athletic programs. That was a request by the board. On January 30th and 31st, the Junior High Drama Club will be presenting Shrek Junior. Some of the flyers and posters have gone out, so watch for those dates and try to hold those dates for the play. And today, Governor Hochul had her presentation on the upcoming budget season. She does her executive proposal, which includes what her priorities are, what the executive's priorities are with regard to the upcoming negotiations of the 26-27 budget. Sometime next week, January 20th, she's required to provide some projections from her budget on what our state aid would look like. Those numbers are typically very anemic and low. And then there's a negotiation process that happens with the legislature and the governor's office. And usually we get more numbers. We're supposed to have the numbers by April 1st when the budget's enacted. Usually we're a little late sometimes, but we're looking forward to seeing what those numbers look like. A lot of things on the horizon that we have to watch for this year. It's not going to be an easy year with the decrease in federal funds that could come. There's been discussion of us having a decrease or a loss of our Title I funds and other federal grant funding. So we're waiting to see what the impact of that is, the impact of the loss of federal Medicaid funds. All of that, while it doesn't directly impact the school district, it will impact the revenue and what revenues the state has to share out with public schools. So luckily they're still safe harmless, which means that that provision of the law means that they can't decrease our foundation aid, but they can always change the law not to have safe harmless depending upon what the economics are. So it's going to be really important for us to pay attention to what those numbers look like, what that budget flushes out to be. We're hearing this year, we might squeak by, but next year for the 27-28 school year, that budget could be a little tight. So more information to come, but that's what we're looking at. Sometime, I think towards the middle of February, at board meetings, we'll start presenting the various components of the budget. That's all I have.
So one thing that I read that Governor Hochul was trying to get into all schools now and throughout New York State is the universal pre-K, which we have, but it was going to be mandatory that no longer would there be a lottery, that school districts would have to accommodate those students. Would you talk about that for a minute?
Sure.
And how that impact is going to have on us?
That is a bill that it's not even a bill yet. That is an initiative of Governor Hochul's to have pre-K be like kindergarten. I will say this. The way the funding for pre-K is structured, if you look at what's allocated to the school district, it's hundreds of thousands of dollars. But like everything else in the law, there's a formula that you have to use, and we don't get dollar for dollar for our pre-K program. There's still there's still local funds that are used for it. So one of the things that the New York State Council of Superintendents and other agencies have been advocating for is that we'd be fine having more pre-K, but if you're going to say you're going to give us $600,000 to run a pre-K program, then give us the $600,000. Don't tell the public this is the money that's allocated, and then put a funding formula behind it, and we get less. So we are lucky to have 3 full-day classes. It's full day for 3 classes. We serve 18 times 3. We serve about 50. Is it 18 times 3? It's like 56. 54 to 56 students we have slots for. Occasionally we've run some waiting lists, but I think we have a couple of students on our waiting list, but we've been lucky in the last year or two to be able to see everybody. We're also looking at attendance questions and issues. Like, if you tell us you're committing to send your child to pre-K, please send them to pre-K, because we're holding slots open, or there are closed slots for others that might come into the community. So it would be nice to open another class, but the state really needs to fix the funding formula. If they're going to say they're going to give us the money and they want it, like everything else, don't make it an unfunded mandate. Step up, put the priority on that and other things, and fund it accordingly. So that's where we're at. We would welcome the opportunity to have more, but in a year where you know that you're going to have challenges with regard to funding, and the school districts, not just Ellenville, have stepped up in so many ways and did more with less. This board has has stepped up, and we've funded a lot in the community, and you can see that in our tax, our tax levies. But if the state wants this, they need to fund it.
Thank you. We'll move on to our Deputy Superintendent, Mrs. Kelly White.
Good evening. At the end of January or beginning of February, families will be getting a notice about our annual school climate survey, and we encourage everyone to participate in that. That survey is going to be available to students, staff, both instructional and non-instructional, as well as parents, and we use the data for that to develop our school improvement plan. So we do encourage everybody to participate in the survey. We'll have some communication going out to families about how to access it, and we'll run the survey for about 2 weeks. And again, I'm just encouraging as many families, students, and staff to participate in that.
Thank you. Move on to our Assistant Superintendent, Scott Prokosh.
Good evening. I do not have any additional items for tonight.
Thank you. Move on to personnel resolutions for this evening. Upon the recommendation, we go 6.1, cafeteria monitor. Upon the recommendation, superintendent of schools, be resolved that Brianna Smith be appointed as a cafeteria monitor. Been moved.
Second.
Seconded. Discussion. All those in favor? Opposed? No one. Motion carries. 6.2, home tutor. Upon the recommendation of the superintendent of schools, be resolved that Tony Story be appointed for home tutoring for the 25-26 school year at a contractual rate. It's been moved. Seconded. Discussion. All those in favor? Opposed? No one. Motion carries. 6.3, appointment of officer. Resolved, the following person be appointed for the 25-26 school year. Susanna Schwal. Those are the extra duties at
So
no
moved.
additional remuneration.
Yeah. Second.
We bestow upon her the honor. It's been moved and seconded. Discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? No one? Motion carries. 6.4, disciplinary settlements. Be it resolved that the Board of Education, the Ellenville Central School District, that the disciplinary settlements with employees number 01-13-26-1 and 01-13-26-2, copies of which shall be placed on file with the district clerk, are hereby approved. Moved and seconded. Discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Mr. Burns. Termination, 6.5. Whereas employee number 12-16-25-2 was served with disciplinary charges on December 19, 2025, and whereas pursuant to the collective bargaining agreement between the district and the Ellenville Teachers and School-Related Professional Association, hereinafter the parties, employees had the option to proceed to due process hearing under New York State Civil Service Law Section 75 or the parties' grievance procedure, and whereas employee number 12-16-25-2 elected to proceed via the parties' grievance procedure, be it resolved upon the recommendation of the superintendent of schools that the employment of employee number 12-16-25-2 is hereby terminated effective close of business January 13, 2026.
So moved.
Been moved and seconded. Discussion. All those in favor? Opposed? No one. Motion carries. Policy resolutions for this evening.
Mr.
7.1.
President, move 7-1.
7.1 has been moved. Seconded. Discussion. All those in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. Budget resolutions for this evening. 8.1. Anybody want to move 8182? Moved and seconded. Discussion. All those in favor? Opposed? No one. Motion carries. Education resolutions for this evening. 9.1. Be resolved the attached list of student IEPs be acknowledged as appropriate. There are 38.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded. Discussion. All those in favor? Opposed? No one. Motion carries. 9.2, Board of Education goals, vision, and mission statements. Resolved that the revised 25-27 Board of Education goals, vision, and mission statements be approved as written.
So, second.
Moved and seconded. Discussion. All those in favor? Opposed? No one. Motion carries. Under construction resolutions.
Move 10-1 to 10-6, Mr. President.
Moved and seconded. Discussion. All those in favor? Opposed? No one. Motion carries. Under other, 11.1, donation. Resolve the donation from the Roundout Valley Lions Club in the amount of $1,500 for students in grades K-12 to purchase clothing, boots, shoes, and accessories for inclement weather conditions be accepted. Moved and seconded. Discussion. All those in favor? Opposed? No one. Motion carries. 11.2. Resolved that an anonymous donation in the amount of $90 for the care closet in the Ellenville Junior Senior High School be accepted. Been moved and seconded. Discussion. All those in favor? Opposed? No one. Motion carries. 11.3. Resolved
Mr.
that the...
President, move 11-3 through 11-17.
Been moved. Second. Discussion. Iris.
More than usual. So was there a reason for that?
Not that I'm aware of.
I mean, that is a larger number than we
Yeah,
usually
sometimes
see.
they come in drips and drabs, more or less.
right.
So these all came in together,
Mhm.
and it could be that people are just, grieving their taxes.
Well, that's what they are. That's what they
Yeah.
are doing. But I was just curious if there was a reason why
Not-
there was
not that-
such a number.
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay, thank you.
Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, mark your calendars, our next meeting, and we'll be kicking off our budget season, January 27, 2026. Mark your calendars. Anybody want to see anything on the next agenda? If not, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn. Been moved. Seconded. Discussion. All those in favor? Opposed? No one? And we are adjourned.